All of us are searching, knowingly or unknowingly, for enlightenment, truth, and harmony in our lives. This program, hosted by Dr. Gregory Penn, will help you aspire to a more fulfilling and rewarding life.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this episode of Aspire Unplugged. Today we're going to expand upon what we talked about in tools, meditation tools and things to help people on their spiritual path, but we're going to focus more on what it is that you do in retreats. So first thing, what is the benefit of having a retreat or a workshop instead of just working one-on-one with people or doing discourse?
A retreat is a big deal because when you come to one of my retreats, you're not safe, okay? And I'm there to help you, and we do gestalt therapy, and I do a lot of work with people to show them what's really going on, not what they'd like to believe is going on. And that's where you start to make real progress. The workshops are to prepare you for the retreat. And they're there to kind of give you a little overview of what I'm going to do, a sneak preview. And then after that, in the retreat, you don't have your meals to worry about. You don't have housekeeping to worry about. You don't have to do your laundry. There's no way of being distracted.
Right.
And you get to come and totally work on yourself.
Fantastic.
Totally.
Fantastic. Well, here's a typical group that might come to a retreat.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's an energy darshan we did.
And you get up and you do physical movement to help release energy, or how does that work?
Well, basically I give them Shakti, and then they start dancing, and they do it on their own. This is involuntary. This is what they do.
Okay.
This is the expression of what's going on, and they love to do that.
Oh.
It's an energy darshan thing that they really get a kick out of.
Okay.
Normally we do it in the summer. And that's one of my students that passed on. We had him on the program.
Oh, with the Roshi stuff.
Yeah,
the Zen. Kevin, yeah.
He was
he's not here with us. Oh, that's too
bad. He's taking sannyas. I gave him sannyas.
Oh. All right. Are you oming there or some kind of chant or something?
We're meditating in small groups in that one.
Okay. I remember this one. I walked in because we were going to shoot some of the meditation and some of the process that was going on.
Yeah.
And I got swept up in the energy of it. And I don't know, she was in a bliss state, and I just felt compelled to hug her, and then she didn't want to let go of me. It was amazing.
Yeah, they kind of like you.
And then, of course, while she was in that state, we laid her on the green screen.
Yeah.
To throw an effect in when we were producing the video.
Right. That's right.
And she just was riding through it, and she was just rolling on that thing in giddy delight. I mean, it was truly amazing.
It's a moment where nothing matters but the moment. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful thing. You really can't describe it to people who've never had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what is it about the group that elevates the amount of energy?
Their willingness to let go of everything that they came there with. One of the things that a retreat does for a person is they get to see their futility. And once they accept that futility and realize, I don't want to live in that, that's when they get liberated. And then all sorts of wonderful things happen for them, all on their own. The beauty of it is that it's a direct experience for them. But the problem is that when they're going to bed that night or whatever, if they can go to bed that night, they realize, I don't know how to live in this state all the time.
Right.
That's the
right. Taking that home with them and
very
staying
hard.
there.
And how do you explain to your wife or your husband or your kids, I found a love that's greater than I have for you.
Right.
They would never understand that.
Oh.
And that I want to share it with you.
Right.
But it's very hard. But nonetheless, it's therapeutic, I think, for a person to be exposed to that. And if they can be exposed to it 2 or 3 times a year, which the retreats are, that might lead to something. It might break something inside their their unconscious mind and allow them to go further.
Well,
Of course, they have meditations.
sure. Well, having the direct experience, that's like the first hurdle, to really getting the sensation of it.
Right.
And until you can do that,
Right.
you're just like, what is he talking about?
I know.
Because it's just talk, and it just sounds like
Our viewers are going, what is this, some kind of cult thing? You have
Right.
them under a spell? No.
Right.
Actually, I'm liberating them.
Yes.
And they let me liberate. I can't do it unless they allow it. So it's not something that is my will over their will.
Yeah.
We share in the energy that we have with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very loving. But like I say again, it's difficult to maintain when you go home.
Yeah. But it's a great way to take that.
Well, you had it.
Oh yeah.
In India.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
And
know
it's
exactly
there.
what it is.
You know it's there, and if you're driven to go and experience it again, it just opens doors for you.
Yeah, and you never know where that space is inside. A retreat is a unique experience because in that retreat they can say whatever they need to say and experience whatever they need to experience. But the problem is, if they're there with a mate, that doesn't work out so well because there's a lot of animosity between husband and wife and husband.
Yeah.
And so unless they're both on the same page
Yeah.
and they want to work it out,
Yeah.
it becomes treacherous.
I remember you doing one of the things at it was a Silomar, and you were doing couples meditation and this touching each other's heart.
Right, they were doing,
that was beautiful.
Yeah, where they were doing a trespasso together. Yeah, and it was beautiful.
And that works with couples then, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
because
they, the breathing in and out and the heart chakra and looking at each other in the eye, and then allowing resentment to melt away. Couples have a particularly difficult time in the work because they're postured and poised to be in conflict all the time. All the time. Yeah, they get married to be unionized, as it were, in one and work as one. And then as they go along in the relationship, they start, I don't like that and I don't like that. Why'd you do that? Why'd you say that? What'd you mean by that? And then before you know it, it's this. So a retreat can knock that down. But the problem is, if that happens, the couple, without knowing it in their unconscious mind, you'll hear me talk a lot about the unconscious here, they'll try to put the pieces back together and fight.
Okay.
It's sad.
Huh. Well, then, what do you recommend? I mean, is it better for some couples to alternate and not come together?
Yes.
Trade off?
Yeah.
So they can work on themselves and then maybe come back together.
I have couples that come together and they work it out and it's wonderful.
Okay.
But there are some couples that, you're right, what you said is true. One needs to come, then the other. And then when they can, with counseling and some inner work that I do with them, if they can come together and come to a retreat, it's really wonderful. Then I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Definitely seen that happen.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, you want to take a look at a clip?
I'd love to look at it.
Here's some of your students talking about the power of attending a retreat.
Uh-oh.
And you can't just read about meditation or think about meditation. You have to experience it.
And Greg gives us the tools to understand ourselves.
He is able to bring to us a perspective that we have not been able to find otherwise.
And the community of people who are here to love you and help you and support you are what make it so beautiful.
It's a great retreat for me just to go up there and try not to worry about, work, the kids, anything.
I've come to have coping skills for dealing with the stresses of everyday life.
The unconditional love that you feel just begins to grow and grow and grow until the next thing you know, you're engulfed in it.
We laugh, we cry, we feel.
A Silomar is a place where you come home to your heart.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's such a gorgeous locations that you do these things at too.
Well, now we're at Mount Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, up in the hills, up in the mountains, and it's a yoga retreat, and it's very nice. The food is vegan and all of that. The Selimar retreats, we got pushed out. You know what did it? They wanted to put a bar in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. They put a bar in there, and then the state took over and put a bar, made it a sports bar.
Oh, great.
And then the rates went just skyrocketed.
Right. Oh, that's a pity.
Yeah, I know, it's sad.
Well, I'm glad you found someplace
We
else.
found a wonderful place, really
Good.
lovely. We've been there for about 10, 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's all kinds of information about retreats and meditations on the website and on the YouTube channel. You know, please take a look at it if you're interested. You might want to check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.